So I pretty much had made a video that was way too long. It was way too long. And what I had already realized at the beginning of the video was that this right here would be the solution. A lot of times, like this is your level 5 chakra. This is your ability to communicate clearly and get clear communication from someone else. And it's important, but it's baby blue. The color of the sky, baby blue. I happen to actually like darker blue more, the third eye chakra. Now, does this have to do with being a wanderer? Look, I don't know. I don't dislike baby blue. I just like the darker blue above it too much more. And it causes me to pass over it in a lot of instances. The color doesn't get the play that it actually deserves, and it causes problems. Now, you would think maybe that's not a big deal, just maybe go back and focus on it some more. Yeah, baby blue. This is why I got this lighter to make it true, to balance out the shit. I was pretty gung ho about things because of the victory feeling that you get when you feel like you really make breakthrough, when you really make breakthrough. And I still feel that, absolutely. But here's something that I did also notice for like what's the next thing to do? What's the next major battle to fight and win? Where's the next victory? And I think it is in this communicating with one another more clearly, and how it can be done, but it has to. It's not going to be something you're just going to grab your other pyramid and just fucking just go like it's all really great. Well, that's not really the way to do it. So I didn't use the video, but I talked with everyone using their names and such, all the people that are subscribers that I recognize and that I give a shit about, because not that I know you, but I mean that affects me. It affects me because when I turn on the TV, I can't do anything with it but want to turn it back off. Sure, I may find Stargate and watch it. I may have another show that'll keep me from hearing my ears ring, which I've done all my life, and I wouldn't have to turn on a fan. But mostly the TV's no good at all. It's usually fucking me up. And that's sad. One of the coping mechanisms of that is doing the channel, making, and then what's the benefit of that? Well, you do get familiarized with all the people and the work and the things that they're interested in, too. Not a bad thing. But I mean, still, I don't know anybody. But it does mean a lot to me that people are there that I can interact with, and that I give a shit if they are helpful to me, or even if they have the possibility to fuck me up, to point out the flaw in my shit and, troll the shit out of me. It's a mixed bag. I know. And it's risky. It's real risky. Although that hasn't happened too bad. I've experienced some of it, and I'm not really trying to focus on that at all. In fact, I don't want to focus on that. I'm not really too worried about it at all. But I did, after I had that, the next thing I needed to do, and I did, was just go to sleep. Rest your body. And I slept such good sleep. Did I dream? I probably did. Do I remember it? Not a fucking single nothing. I had the fucking in the darkness, tomb, passed out sleep. Probably needed it. I would have hoped to have had a dream. I was listening to all this higher self connecting, but I actually think that was what it was best for me, because where I was. Anticlimactic. I did notice some things. That's the point of the even making the video, because I wasn't not going to do it, and I'm basically in the pretty damn good place, because I'm washing my clothes that I got all dirty so I can go out into the world. I need to go and get a phone card, because I think mine will be off tomorrow, and a money order to send to the state of Texas, so they don't just come and take my freedom from me, from my big ass bill and my horrible situation with the ex. But all I got to do is send them some money, and that's what I'm trying to do. All I got to do is have my clothes ready to do it. And then I've been itching to fucking mow my grass, but I've been busy with Dawn. Now that job was very interesting. It was very enlightening, and I really liked the guy that we met that owns the place. He just happened to had put in the thermostat, and it was a recalled item. It didn't work. He wasn't going to work. They were supposed to get that one, and they managed to not actually pull it off the shelf. It made it out into the fucking made it out, and what? Because he was having problems, he couldn't figure them out. I was scrambling to do all the fucking lower guy work. What I chose to be the guy who does the metal, the flex, the bullshit, and not worry about wires. I don't even want to hear about it. I don't know what the hell. I don't. And it's just rapidly advanced beyond. Is it safe to say? Is it safe to say that I listened to him say all these things, but I haven't a fucking clue as to any of the solutions? I just simply pray to myself and try to hope that such an easy solution will come because I don't fucking know it all. And then I try to do what I'm supposed to do if there's any of it left. I'm glad he was able to call the tech guy and find out it's a recalled item, and then that's the problem because he did look perplexed. Hold on, I got a message. I'm trying to do shit. All right, cool. I should say thank you. I will say thank you ASAP. So when I got up, and it's later because when I got up, he was still here. It's hard to tell what's the schedule with him and what's he going to do. Now, did I go and get my shit when I had the opportunity when he went to those places? No, I couldn't walk. When I came down the ladder, my knee gave out, and then I noticed that if I put any weight on it at all, it was going to fucking go out. And I was kind of freaked out, but that was the end of the day for me. I got off of them. I got the fuck off of them. And crawling around as it was up there, that's pretty much multiple all you could do. And it got worse because we just filled it with ductwork, and you had to crawl over it. And I mean, you had to jungle gym your ass and then set yourself from that position into your spot and don't try to go through the floor. Meanwhile, there's wires everywhere. Most of them aren't even hooked to anything. They're from some other shit, but they're there and in the way. There's insulation covering shit, so you can't really see. You got to look real good. That smells like pee because probably one of those dudes peed in the fucking insulation when they put it in. And I survived that. My knees actually came back. I thought they would at least swell up. I thought I fucked something up because it hasn't been ever in my life that I got to where, well, both my knees, like I could walk, but I had to throw my legs like a fucking retard. I was hobbling, but I can walk. It's not so bad. I'm taking it easy. My body is a little bit fucked from that. I was really feeling shitty by the end of it, but I got about to the end to where I physically couldn't crawl up there anymore. It was deadly to me, and I wasn't going to do it. Well, he disappeared for a while because he was trying to solve this problem, but it was like I was working towards the solution that I could reach, so I feel like I did better than I could, but I ran into so many roadblocks trying to communicate with him, at least my body state early on, so that he could know and be helpful to me and keep me alive. And I hit nothing but roadblocks. So if you don't know what that's like, and I don't give a shit, I'm going to overcome the obstacle. But I do notice that there are some people, and I don't think it's a malevolent thing at all. Like I'm going to give the best example that I have in my arsenal of this because I've been paying very close attention and I have the right spirit. So I don't think that if I didn't have that and I wasn't as willing as I am to try to figure it out, I wouldn't think that it'd be something I should even fuck with at all. But it does actually interest me that this is something that's not able to easily be seen by somebody else as could I. But like, okay, if I'm helping you put on something and you're below it, imagine this. Now I can set this box into a slot where it'll fit and there's a grill underneath it. Now I'm going to have to apply some pressure because it's got to get in all the way. But if I can't see because I can't move, I'm up above. I've got to get in one place and lock myself into it. And I'll ask you a question. Do you need me to do this or that? It's like when I say, do you want me to push down over here? No, don't push down. This is the response that I get while I check things. I can't see through his eyes. I'm trying to see through his eyes. I'm pushing every bit of what I got, sensory stuff, through this guy, back and forth, trying to get some action. Because I want him to notice when I'm fucked up and not to fuck me up and then not to send me on some mission or us get in a bind because he didn't notice it. Well, I noticed it. That not only is there a little bit of a block, with him, it's mental. It's like I'll hit his area in the mind where he's exhausted or doesn't get what I'm saying, and then he has the emotional blow up and thinks it's something else every time. And I'm like, whoa, relax. And there's one instance, I wish I could illustrate it because it would be the perfect point, but it's like almost so much. And he really, and he doesn't, it's like, oh, hey, I was like somebody that puts their things certain ways. I'll bring to you to set your stuff in the certain ways you want. But I'm not the type of person to try to program all the nuance into like that. I'll heavily move all your stuff as soon as I can to the place you need to have it next for you to do that. And I want to know when you're done with your stuff, when we got can get to that place or anything like that. I don't want to know all the extra facts and details that have nothing to do. Well, I don't know why you put your screwdriver upside down instead of, all those details are just, I don't, you loaded me up with that shit is a little excessive because you can't take any of my nuance in. In fact, you dismiss it outright. This is sort of the way that people like that are. They don't want to know. They're not going to listen to you. And so what's the point of even sharing that? They don't care. They don't think it's real. He doesn't believe anything about spirituality because he angrily says that's made up. That I mean, okay, all right, whatever. I'm right brain, so I don't let that bother me. I don't, but it does bother me that because there's a lot of effort that needs to be expended, that there's no help doing it. It's almost like as if you've got to fight to be able to pray or say bless you to somebody rather than just, if somebody's told you something fucked up like, you don't have to bless me. There ain't nobody, you can't bless me. There ain't no God. How do you respond to that? It's almost like you never forget it when somebody like is angrily chiding you for saying bless you when they sneezed. That's where I found out. This is where I found out. And then like I hear him sneeze a lot and I don't say shit. Sometimes I bless him on the power of the God I just made. I don't, crazy shit. But like, he has no, like, people that don't have any belief set out there are like, there is a big vulnerability for those people. They're subject to a lot of things that I can see. And that's dangerous as hell, at least for your soul. But I mean, I guess if you don't care, I mean, that's not my job to care for you in a way. But that's not really what I don't have a bad state at the end of the day about it. I understand the free will principle of other people, but it's dangerous to people like myself who really are invested in caring about those things and doing something that they can do about it. Does that make sense? So, what are you doing now? Well, I'm washing my clothes. I'm getting as ready as I can. And I really want to go out there and mow my grass. But I physically shouldn't do that. And I can't do it yet because I've got stuff to do to get ready to go. I don't have a ride yet, but I've let the people that I know that I do need one. And it's cool. I don't know what's going on. I gave my buddy Hugo an update, and I don't want to ask them at all for a ride because while Panda's still pissed off at me, I'm not pissed off at her. I just don't want to even get Hugo involved. I'm still supposed to do garden stuff, and I got to mow the grass. I got to get, and I've been working. You see where I'm coming from? So I gave him the update of all the shit going on. Hugo has been messed up with the allergies, and he gets really fucked up by the allergies. I almost thought I was being fucked up by the allergies because something got a hold of me in the attic and it made I started sneezing and had snot running down my nose and I felt weird. I thought I was getting sick, but then I got over it. But I was basically just repetitively stress injured by trying to crawl and maintain some sort of footing in that environment that I was in. But I don't have any long term damage. I just fucked up my knees from having to bend them and get my fat ass into these fucking areas. I got into one where I basically had to get all the way flat to connect a piece of ductwork came out, and I had to cut the tap to match the one on the floor, put a piece of flex between it, and then there's nowhere to get. You had to get all the way down to try to connect it. I had to tape it up with metal tape and do it like that and make it look nice. With one side I couldn't even see. I had to stick my hand around. But I got in there. I barely got out. I was stuck. My shoe came off. It was horrible. But we got done. But at the end of the day, it's like I was just hoping this guy wasn't going to send me to the other side for some shit that I could have done. And I'm asking to do the things. Some of them I could have done, and they'd have already been done. Can I put this grill on up and then walk away and I'll sweep this dirt out? No, don't do that yet. Okay. So he's running the show. I'm not trying to run the show. I'm trying to make shit available. I done it. I got my last bit of money from that job. I hope to have more work, and that's been work. It's not too bad at all. I don't think. I think actually, and it was moving pretty fucking fast for as difficult as it was. Putting in flex duct in an attic is not fun, especially when you get to the 16-inch ductwork, that flex duct that you've got to use the whole fucking bag that's 25 foot to connect. Because you got to have somebody hold that motherfucker up or put your strap up even to connect it. You can't even fucking put the thing on without having it picked up. Maybe probably not. Ductwork is what I did when that was my first career, so I'm pretty good at putting ductwork together. Metal, I'm great at. But as I get older, it's the less something I want to do. My real passion is to do this shit in my yard. But like, what am I supposed to do if I don't have any money and that's the job that I have? I'm blessed. I'm actually blessed. And, I'm still upset about my birds, but that just makes me want to get out there and push forward. And I haven't been able to do that because I haven't been home. After I slept, though, and I did have a lot of catharsis, I probably could have used some of that salt I cried out of my eyes for my body. But I think I'll be overall more healthy having cried the blood tears out and connected like I did. But I don't want to force anything like that on anyone else. I'm ecstatic that I feel like there is a way to interact with the grid for everyone. And I really feel that with this last thing because of all these strange informations that are brand news. There's a giant fucking thing under the pyramid. Yeah, that excites me. It does. All I have to do is look at the map again and just draw the lines, and then see what there's three places. It's all the way one globe, three lines. Pow! That brings me to unity faster than anything else. That brings me back to the making videos and be like, hey, we can all use this. Hey, we all can do this together. So in a way, I'm like a little child. I don't mind. I don't mind. Am I not a mighty man in the land? No, I try to be just a normal human in my body. I may don the Anubis mask and it may glow and shit like that. But with the app, I only have one friend on this app, which I don't use for social messaging. I just use as my prop costume closet or my magic hat, and they don't currently like me. They're pissed off because I had to be the Lord of the Dead too. I had to. The best thing that I could do with that, and this isn't a joke. And by this time, I was upset because I didn't think anybody was taking my point of it. And if you put 2x12s around a fucking cage, that the only thing that could possibility of them being fucked with would be some coon or something trying to get in there that will try to peel the bottom out. That'd be a sure bet. I never expected the motherfucker to tunnel straight through the fucking earth, because he had backup and he could do it. I never seen this dog before. I never saw him before in my life. But Don had. They were already trying to kill my fucking cat under my porch when I was asleep. How do you think that would have gone over if I'd have been awake? Probably not too good. I don't know. So maybe I am a little more trigger happy and more observant for whatever motherfucking creatures are fucking around out here. Don't be coming around fucking around here. I don't fuck around your place. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound very well. I mean, at least I can be who I am, and I can at least double down on that. I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't think, and I didn't feel like being mad at me was going to be the answer at all. Especially if you're not going to think that I didn't care. The first bird that I had, the most beautiful little fucking creature in the world, all I did was take him in my hand and show him to Don. And then when I woke up to piss, he's fucking dying. I see him fucking dying. And then he died in my fucking hand. Buried in myself. I was very upset. I was fucking furious upset. Who am I going to be mad at? Nature? Well, it was Don that pointed out, I have to say. He's like, you can't do it with birds. He's like, that's just the way it is. And he's dealt with them at the industrial level where he had a shitload of them die, and he knows how it is with fucking birds. Now you can be a little more mad at me because of the dog if it was a cage, but I feel like it's a setup because I already was doing everything. And now if I'd have left him inside, it was too small for him to be in here. I had to leave, and I got this fucking cat trying to eat him, pushing through the door. I don't know if she's gonna fucking break in or not. She's braked into the door in other cases because she's a little bitch, And I didn't want it. I didn't want to entertain the animal I did know could do some shit when I could entertain the animal I don't know, and I could have a solution, and then they could have more freedom. I didn't have another path. That was the best path. That was the best path, and I didn't. I'm not gonna think that I did the wrong thing and be made to feel that way at all. You shouldn't do that. If you're gonna pick the details of things and then turn your nose up, that's what I feel like you're not open to the real benefit of what's going on, and you're being a really mean person in that light. But with people that don't have spiritual life in the same way as you may, they have material life and nuance in ways that'll never make sense to you, and they don't have anything else. So they really lock in on that, and it's sad because those aren't really the things. I think, if you think this thing or that thing is going to be the reason for why it worked. This contraption here kept my shit safe, so don't ever take away the contraption. That I feel like you're like batting against yourself in a different way. And I had did what I had did the best I could. And my way doesn't include any knowledge for some people that don't care about things like that. And it may seem a lot sloppy and less. Sometimes I have a little messy area, and I could see where that really disturbs people that are comforted by wiping their fucking window. Just don't take other people for granted if you are of the opinion you may not understand why, or you don't believe in other things. It's a recipe for disaster because the world is not physical world. It's not. It's a fucking matrix of an imaginated field, an illusionary field that we're experiencing through our senses, and it is an illusion. 99% of everything that you're looking at is empty space. So what does that tell you? It doesn't tell me to discount it. Still got to put my feet on, my britches on, one leg at a time. If I have my legs, thank God I got my legs. Anyway, that's my position and my update for the day. It may sound silly, but as I'm going this way, I'm considering all these people that are being led by people knowing what they're doing, paying them by stealing money. That situation, clearing it up. Look, baby blue right here. Here's the thing. We're going into the age of Aquarius. You can clearly communicate what I know. Keyword for Aquarius. You can clearly communicate it if you can know. And I think if we have access to what the knowledge is or what is, and we do, then we can, and we ought to, and we will. So that's my position. I'm not going to push it on anybody. I'm going to work towards it as best as I can with everyone else's help that is privy to these things. And I won't hate on you if you're not privy to them. And if you want to know how they work, I'd love to show you. If you're not aware, if you just wake up and realize, oh shit, this world's fucked. I'd love to help you see how things actually work, or they've worked for me, and how it is not a physical reality running shit, really. It's a spiritual reality, and that thing is very precious and sacred, and you can come in anytime you're ready. It's been waiting for you the whole time, baby. We've been waiting for you forever. We are what we've been waiting for. All that goofy shit, this is true. So I do feel very good peace at not wanting to infringe upon anyone else, and I feel very much like the anticipatory bliss of getting myself ready to go. That's about as good as it can get. All I can do is get myself ready to go and inform you and let you know that I'm there. I'm ready to go. And that's actually physically what I'm doing. Getting my clothes ready, and I'm getting my ass ready to go because I won't have a phone tomorrow if I don't go and pay the phone bill and do this thing. But other than that, tomorrow's a whole nother day, and there's eclipse tonight. So I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna worry about it. They're just signs that these times are now here. You know that each one of these things that occurs that's like a big deal, like an eclipse or a whatever. That's just a timing signature. That if you're aware that you're going along a path that's going to go like this, you've already set this up for yourself along the way in some sort of sense. It doesn't mean it's still wide open. It's still freedom for you, but you should take a little bit of solace in the fact that if you got to choose some of those things, that you should be somewhere where you can be getting the best damn next thing as you can get. That's the way I want to do it. And if you don't want to do it like that, you don't have to. But that's pretty good for me. It's damn good for me. So, anyway, have a nice day. I hope I didn't linger too long on this.